Dr. Lalit Dugal, Senior Consultant, Department of Rheumatology at Clinical Immunology at Sir Gangaram Hospital, New Delhi. He is also appointed on the panel of examiners of Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Glasgow. He is a fellowship of Royal College of Physicians of Glasgow from 2003. He is also an active member of the State Rheumatology Association and founder member and president of a non-profit organization called Delhi Rheumatology and Immunology Foundations with more than 60 publications at national and international level. He is also in the advisory panel of many pharmacy companies and is having many peer-reviewed articles. Sir, about synovial fluid, sir. How should we do it? Should synovial fluid, your experience, sir, how useful it is in managing your patients, and what are your expectations about that?
Let me thank you for actually bringing in this particular topic. Even in our rheumatology conferences, synovial fluid is hardly touched upon, which is very sad, really. And even Dr. Iyer just about touched synovial fluid, and I think that was it. So for us, if you look at it, absolutely, I think there are only two main conditions where you should look at the synovial fluid. One is where you're suspecting infection, that is sepsis, and the second is when you're looking at crystals. So that means when you've got a monoarticular involvement and you're looking at, specifically for these particular things. Having said that, and this actually was supposed to be a domain of the orthopedicians till about a few decades ago. Having said that, we routinely kind of aspirate and inject our joints in a polyarticular disease. And when we aspirate, we just look at the fluid and we say, okay, that's it, let it go, it looks inflammatory. And many times we burnt our fingers because you got, say, immune compromised patients. And in those patients, when you're doing an aspiration, you land up, injecting a steroid and the patient gets, it got an infection. And so that's one. So an index of suspicion should be very high, even in a polyarticular disease. And secondly, where you're suspecting it, you should always think of, sending it for, again, investigations which are specific for the thing that you're looking at. By that, I mean, when you're sending a fluid, most important for us is the cell count, looking at the gram stain, a culture, and crystals, and perhaps maybe even an ADA, which may or may not help us many a time. So these are 3-4 parameters which we look at, essentially when a rheumatologist is sending a fluid. How we are sending it, most of us are unaware of it. That topic can be discussed even elsewhere.
And also, I guess this is a forum, because I guess what we face as pathologists is that most of the time the synovial fluid is too viscous or sometimes contaminated with blood. And then in that case, maybe analyzing the fluid or making smears or staining the smears becomes a problem. So yes, sir, we would like a little input on the collection part, because so that our pathologists take this up and learn from you.
Yes, actually, what most rheumatologists, including myself, we were doing till some time ago was just take out the fluid, send it in a plain vial for all the investigations, which I think is incorrect. You see, the fluid, like you said, fluid will probably clot by the time it's reaching you, and especially if it's got a high protein value. So I think we need to have specific containers, at least 2 or 3 of them, in which we should send them. For example, an EDTS surely for a cell count, and maybe a heparin a container for when you're looking at when you're asking for crystals, and a plain vial when you're sending it for a routine microbiologic in evaluation. So I think all rheumatologists should be aware that you should, at least when you're aspirating, you should have at least these 2-3 vials with you, which you can send. Having said that, if you can make a wet slide and examine it as quickly as you can, that might not be a bad idea. I was not talking about blood contamination as far as microbiologists are concerned. My wife is a microbiologist. I dare not say anything. Problem of sending it for a crystal examination,
true.
For a cell count. Then we find a clearly turbid fluid and we find cells 200. So I think, so that is the issue. And crystals, when clear cut, a kind of a clear cut patient of gout, no crystals. So these are little issues, but never with a microbiologist. Thank you.